So we're going to look at this year over year for Aurora today. We'll start with the numbers. So the N stands for new listings. So a year ago in Aurora, across all home types, we had 268 new listings come to market, 189 sales through the month, and 152 active listings, which carried over into May 21. March 22, we had 285 new listings come to market, 133 sales through the month, and 145 active listings, which carried into April. And in April, so we're down on listings, so 223 listings. We're down quite a bit on number of sales at 76 and 196 active listings, so we're seeing that inventory level go up. We're looking at the money. $1,279,000 was the average sale price across all home types a year ago in Aurora. $1,614,000 in March, currently trending at $1,512,000, and this is fairly consistent with what we're seeing across the GTA right now in terms of the amount of reduction that we've seen in the average sale price. Sales to new listings ratio, or the SNLR, it's also referred to as the absorption rate by us realtors. It's realtor speak. It tells us out of the homes coming on the market, what's the percentage of them that are actually selling, and we calculate that by looking at the sales divided into the new listings. So a year ago, 70.5% of the houses that came on the market sold. 46.7% of the houses that came on the market in March sold, currently trending at 34. So this stat is how we determine whether it's a buyer's market or whether it's a seller's market. So when you're looking at a 34%, that is indicative of a buyer market, anything under 50%, in fact. So that tells us that there is more supply than there is demand. When you're between 50 and 60%, it's what we would consider a balanced market, so there's enough supply to meet demand. Then when you get over 60%, like a year ago, we are in a seller's market, so there's more demand than there is supply. Months of inventory remaining tells us that if no other homes came on the market after today at the current rate of consumption or the current rate of buying, how long would it take to completely deplete the inventory? So 0.8 a year ago, 1.1 months of inventory in March, and quite a big upswing in inventory in April at 2.6. So we're starting to see those numbers come back. So this is a lot of choice for buyers. So buyers, if you have been either sitting on the fence waiting to see what the market did, or you were, frustrated or what we call buyer fatigue in the previous market, this market is something that you probably want to participate in. Sale price to list price ratio, homes selling 104.5% of ask a year ago, 110.8 in March, currently trending at 106.2. So yes, even in a market like this, we are still seeing homes sell over asking. The predominant strategy that we're seeing out there is still the underpricing of homes to their true market value, and then holding a date in which to review offers. So with a home being priced at, as an example, $799, but it sells at 1.2, we're seeing a real drastic reduction in those listing prices now, as many sellers and sellers agents want to get as many eyes as they can on their listing and make it stand out. And of course, there are certain aspects of the market right now, condos, semi-detached, townhouses, which are still very, very strong. In all markets, you'll see that the vast majority of the listings out there are detached. So detached, I would say, is where, we're seeing the market struggle the most right now in terms of a seller inventory. Days on market to get a home sold, 10 in April, 8 in March, currently trending at 11. I suspect you're going to see this number climb when we see the May numbers come out. Any questions about how this information would pertain to your home in Aurora? Don't hesitate to give me a call. I'm happy to take any questions you have.